Louisiana voters will decide if juries must reach a unanimous verdict to convict someone of a felony.
Louisiana is one of only 2 states that does not require a unanimous verdict. Oregon is the other. Right now, only 10 out of 12 jurors are required to reach a guilty verdict. Justice Henderson joins us live in studio. And Justice, you met a man who says the current law changed his life for the worse.
Jim Marcel, I recently met Norris Henderson. He spent 30 years of his life behind bars at Angola after 10 out of 12 jurors found him guilty for a crime he didn't commit. Norris tells me he won't stop fighting until he sees Louisiana join the majority of states with unanimous verdict laws.
I stayed in prison 27 years, 10 months, and 18 days, technically for a crime I didn't commit.
In 1974, 10 jurors found Norris Henderson guilty. He thought because 2 jurors found him not guilty, he would be released. I had a 10-2 verdict, and at the time of the verdict, I was like 19 years old. And when the verdict came back, and the lawyer polled the jury, and it was like 10 people for and 2 against, it was almost like, okay, well, I'm going home. Henderson didn't go home. Instead, he spent nearly 3 decades at Angola. For 20 of those years, he worked in the law library to learn more about his case. In 1986, 12 years after he was sent to prison, he got a copy of the police report after state law made it a public record. He learned that the person identified in that report was already sitting in prison. Now, Henderson is dedicating his life to changing the law.
Literally, I've read cases where prosecutors in their closing arguments just tell the jury, I don't need but 10 of y'all. I don't need but 10 of y'all. And so you figure if it's a contentious case, and the first time they do a poll and they get 10 people, ball game over. There's no need to try to convince nobody else about whether or not here we go or here we stay.
Attorney Frank Nooner has done work with the Innocence Project. He says the change is necessary.
To me, it's a blight on Louisiana that we need to cure, and the other 48 states have unanimous juries in felony cases. And our country was founded, John Adams has a famous quote about, unanimous juries preserve liberty, and I just think it's the right thing to do, and it's the right time. And
Henderson agrees.
And the other 48 states were there, and nobody's having problems getting convictions. And I tell people all the time, it's from the facts come the law. If you got facts, that's where the law comes from, not the other way around.
According to the Unanimous Jury Coalition, more than 40% of wrongful convictions in the last 5 years in Louisiana came from non-unanimous juries. Louisiana also ranks the highest for exonerations in the United States. Despite bipartisan support for the amendment, Attorney General Jeff Landry has been a vocal opponent. We reached out to Landry's office for comment. They referred us to an Advocate article from August. In that article, Chief Deputy Attorney General Wilbur Stiles says the current law, quote, has a positive effect on the criminal justice system and makes running the system, quote, quicker and easier. Election Day is on November 6th. Live in the studio, Justice Henderson, KATC TV3.
And in order to be able to vote for that election, you can still register online. The deadline for online voter registration is Tuesday. Go to govote.com to register. Early voting starts October 23rd and continues through the 30th. For details on how to register and to see what's on your sample ballot, go to KATC.com.